I said, she cold in here.
You have a big plate? Let's see what the next one's good. I'm with the RCMP here. Oh, so you're here in the tournament for the Calgary team? Edmonton team, yeah. Yeah, you got it. Nice. How long have you been in for? Oh, I started in 2000, so I'm pretty much close to being there. Yeah, I started in 2007, so you're ahead of me. 2030 my name. Not that you're counting. No, there's no counting. Then no counting. Well, we see you guys try it over time. Yeah. Well, most of the kids are third year, like last year U18, right? So
Half of us came last year too.
Yeah, came last year. Yeah. I think U18, my oldest one needed one at Halifax. That was a contract. That's cool. And the other one, he was on the top team. They said they're going today and getting down to the I think the biggest thing is like the flights are decent. I mean, you're going to pay about the same for the entrance fee for tournament. I mean, you don't. We have rental cars, so we didn't really pay for a coach with a bus. Like our class picture looks like, you know, you got 4 white guys, 4 black guys, 4 Asian guys, 3 black women, 3 white guys, 3. Like it's not we need language skills in big here. First year about regional especially the South End. They complain about it and not having reviews. Yeah, a lot of police forces are fighting over trying to recruit members. We're on a real big push for women right now. Our women are only at 17%. So they want to have it to maybe 70 or 20%. Anyways, they want to have 30 by 30. So that's going to be tough to go through because we only put through so many people that we see. So it's going to be either a couple of classes or all right, well, enjoy the game. Yeah, thanks. Okay, good job. I watch a bit here. My older son plays at 4 o'clock, and then my youngest one plays at 7:40 tonight, so I watch those on TV. I'll give a good day off. Yeah. Come on, radio goes off anyways. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. Yeah, this one. It's kind of funny because we used to be
Welcome to game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, from East Wellenbury, Ontario. Your SE701 Icemen taking on the host Upper York Admirals. And we are underway. Puck brought into the Iceman zone, shot on net, that's wide. Denver Perkis getting the start for your Iceman as it's cleared out of the neutral zone. Browsing, it'll bring that in down low. stripped off the puck. Foot pinches down to keep that in momentarily. Weeks over to help out. Chip to the opposite corner. Ferris holds the puck in. Compressed periods of play here. 10, 10, and 15 minutes of stop time for each of these tournament games. Baines will pick that up. Reverse pass right through the slot. Defense pairing gets its first change in. Smith and Homulus come out. Puck work back down to the Iceman zone, and Baines will bring it out. Toe drag fires it, misses wide on the low side. Smith holds that in at the line. Pass right up to the point. Homulus gets a hold of that one, fires it up and over that. Looks like we have a high stick. The play is blown down. So 8:35 remaining in this opening frame. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Paired out with Sawyers and Knapsick. Free puck and a great stop by Perkis in close. As the Admirals look to strike early. Turnover fired in on the Admirals netminder. That's steered aside, rimmed around to the near boards. We have our first infraction of the game coming. And it will be a tripping minor going to the Admirals. Icemen will go on the power play. Face off one. Back to Ferris. Misfired by Baines. Weeks will pick that up on the half wall. Kick it down low to Perosny. Perosny right out through the slot. Vanderham dumped in front of the net, and Ferris tries to tuck that in. Got a delayed penalty coming again to the Admirals, so your Icemen will go on a 5-on-3. Right now they have the extra man advantage. Vanderham curls back to the wall. He'll get stripped of the puck, so your Icemen will go on a minute and 29 of 5-on-3 play. Face off to the left of the Admirals tender. Face off won by the Icemen. Kick down to Vanderham, to Ferris, to Baines at the point. Back to Ferris. Fire, misfired. Looking for the one-timer. On a give and go with Baines. Baines will lose his check mid-ice. Zone entry. Curl back to the slot. Dumps it back down to Perosny. He's hounded off the puck. And the Admiral's able to bring it out short-handed. Shot in on Perkins. That's steered aside of the near corner. Perosny will pick that up. Perosny out over center. Gains the line. Drops it off to Baines. Baines fires. Toe save and a rebound. Looks like Perosny will be the recipient, and your Icemen are up 1-0. Icemen off the rush. Baines with a shot off the left pad of the tender. Perosny able to gather up the rebound. So your Icemen still on a power play for 1:19. Puck is cleared into the Iceman zone. Carrero back to get it. To Knapsick. Up to Carrero. That's intercepted by the Admirals. They'll chip it into the Iceman zone. Knapsick chips it to himself. That's picked off. Perkis will glove that down for Carrero. Carrero stripped of the puck behind the net. Centering pass. The Admirals looking to strike shorthanded here as Sawyers will gather up the puck and curl back behind the net. That's picked off again. Knapsack will gather it up and get out to center, but no further. Short-handed. Admirals up to come in and just wave down the offside. Quick up pass by the Admirals. Caught the Icemen. .39 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Weeks in to take the draw. Weeks will win that back, but the Admirals will pick it up. Come in short-handed, 1-on-2. Bain's going to be going to the sin bin here as Daniels was taken down. And that will bring us to 4-on-4. Face off to the left of Perkis. So your Icemen up 1-0 in this first period against the host Upper York Admirals. Behind the net. Smith will pick that up and bring it out. Kicks it up to Weeks. Weeks drives in wide, fires it on net. That will rim around to the opposite corner. Romulus pinches against the boards to keep it in momentarily. Weeks intercepts that outlet pass. The Admirals able to regroup back in their own net, their own end. Romulus fires that in. 4-on-4 play has come to an end now. Your Icemen short-handed as the Admirals will bring it up through the neutral zone. 1:17 remaining in the penalty to Bains for tripping. Right through the slot, intercepted by Krosny. He'll chip it to himself off the boards. He's chased down on the zone entry, stripped to the puck. The Admirals have to regroup on their own end. Puck chipped behind Ferris. Centering pass goes off the stick of Ferris and it behind the net. Admirals going to work it around. Binder picks it up. Binder will throw it down the length of the ice and kill some time off the clock. 4:47 remaining in the first period. 36 seconds remaining in the penalty to Bains for tripping. Admirals off the rush, fired. Tipped on net. Perkis trying to pounce on that and get a stoppage of play. Giamaroli up to the line but not out. Admirals down to 15 seconds here on the power play. We'll gather it up on the far boards. Work it down low behind the net. Centering pass doesn't work and Bender will pick it up. Time about to expire on the penalty as Bender is stripped of the puck just inside the Admirals' blue line. Shot right off the mask of Perkis. Rebound. Carrero able to keep that out with his stick and Perkis' helmet has come off. And the whistle is blown. So that hot shot up into the head of Perkis dislodged his helmet. Carrero able to get his stick back to prevent a goal by the Admirals as they threw the puck at the net. Face off to the left of Perkis. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Gwinnett wins the draw forward. Knapsack there to help out. Puck thrown into the slot. Doesn't work. That puck centering pass bounces off his skate and the Admirals will chip it back in. Knapsack gets the puck. Works it up to Gwinnett. Gwinnett and Sawyers just in offside at the Admiral line. Face off in front of the Admiral bench. 3:35 remaining in this opening frame as Gwinnett picks up the puck. He'll jam it down into the corner. Admiral's able to work it out, possibly a 2-on-1 developing as Carrier. Good job to break up that zone entry. Carrero to Knapsack just out of his reach. Knapsack gets tied up along the boards trying to force the puck out. Gwinnett will bring the puck out. When it is upended at center ice, no call on the play, and we continue on here 5-on-5. 3 minutes remaining in the first period. A 1-0 lead for your Icemen. Homulus, good job to stand up his man at the blue line. Homulus up in the play now on the forecheck. Smith will intercept that outlet pass and shovel it back in deep. Smith on defense. The Icemen going with 9 forwards and 6 defensemen. As Eric Colomb not here for the tournament, so Icemen usually going with 10 and 6. Pass by Weeks to Baines, back through the slot to Weeks. That's off an Admiral stick and back to the point. Homulus fires it. Little rim around to the opposite corner. Baines will pick that up. Come up to the top curl. Fired. Just misses off the dasher up into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage with 2:02 remaining in the first period. Face off to the left of the Upper York Admirals net. Face off won by the Icemen. Jam back down low by Foot. Ferris will keep that in and try to get that down to Baines. That's rimmed around to the other side as Foot pinches down. Barozzi in support. The puck's going to be cleared down the length of the ice, and an icing will be called. Face off won by Weeks, or won by Vanderham, back to Foot, jammed around the boards. The Admirals will bring it in. Chance fired, just missing low on the short side on Perkus. Vanderham will pick up the puck. Clear it up to Binder. Binder chips it up, but not out. That puck will skid out over the blue line. Vanderham just dodging a hard check at the penalty boxes as he had been lined up. Puck up and out into the neutral zone. Binder will force a turnover. Foot will go D to D. Carrier up to Vanderham as he'll chip it in to the Admiral zone. And your Iceman getting a line change in here. Carrier tries to move that up to Sawyers. That's intercepted. Admiral's trying to get that on net. Carrero breaks up that centering pass. Carrero chips it around to his D partner, Carrier. Carrier up right onto the tape of Sawyers. Great outlet pass. Sawyer's going to drive wide, curl back, drop it back to Knapczyk. Knapczyk back to Carrier. Carrier fires it through traffic. And a great job by the Admirals tender to grab that and hold on. .31 seconds remaining in the first period. Your Icemen holding on to a 1-0 lead. Gwinnett wins that draw forward, moves it to the goal line. Kept in momentarily. The Admirals able to chip it up and out. Puck dumped into the opposite corner. Centering pass picked off by Knapczyk. Knapczyk will drive it up to center, and he's ran hard into the penalty box area, and there's going to be a call in the play. Looks like it's going to be I saw two symbols. I saw a hit to the head and a cross check, so we'll see what the infraction is. As Knapczyk was ridden hard into the boards at the penalty box. A great job to angle Knapczyk off. But an infraction called, and your Iceman will go back on the power play. 8 seconds remaining. Trying to get a shot on net here before time expires in the first period. Brosny centers it, trying to find Baines, who's creeping down. And as time expires, your Iceman with a 1-0 lead and 1:52 remaining on the power play to start the second period. As the Admirals and the Icemen have quickly become acquainted in this first period. So for tournament play for these games, there will be no floods, compressed periods. Like I said, stop time for all three periods, 10, 10, and 15. Your Icemen back on the ice tonight, this evening for a second game. Your Icemen back on the ice tonight at 6:20. The same facility here against the Lancaster Bombers. Your Icemen will be going far to near in the second period, not left to right from our vantage point here. As much like some of the arenas in Edmonton, small area for the stands, so we have to set up shop here at the end of the arena. Weeks will pick up the puck. Your Iceman still on the power plays. That's moved up to Ferris. He'll gain the line. Ferris curls back, protecting the puck against the boards. He's hounded by two Admiral players. Weeks comes out back door looking for Vanderham. Weeks moves it up to Vanderham on the sidewall. Vanderham will drop it back. Porosny has to be quick to get on the puck. Porosny over to Weeks. Aggressive pressure by the Admirals on the penalty kill. I believe the net has become ajar. So 1:10 remaining in the power play. Face off to the left of the Admirals keeper. Weeks in to take the draw. Face off won by the Admirals. They'll send it down the length of the ice. Burkus out to stop the puck for Baines. Baines back to regroup behind his own net. Kick the puck over to Porosny. Porosny up through the middle to Weeks. Weeks will gain the zone. And blown down on the offside. So 9:01 remaining in the second period. Your Icemen with a 1-0 lead. 53 seconds remaining on the power play. Weeks wins that draw to the wall to Porosny. He'll move it back to Baines. Baines back to Weeks. Weeks handcuffs Ferris, and the Admirals will send it down the length of the ice again. Good job by the Admirals, not really let the Icemen get set up here in the second power play. Weeks got to fight for a loose puck. Inadvertently picked off by the Admirals again and sent down the length of the ice as the power play will expire in 20 seconds. Baines back, picks up the puck, moves it back to Gwinnett. He has to retreat as the puck skips off his stick. He's hounded and short-handed. The Admirals able to kill off the end of this Iceman power play. Fired off a stick and in. Sawyers tries to center that to Knapczyk. Sawyers body to get the boards. The Admirals out the other way, back to 5-on-5 as Smith has to retreat. He'll send that right up the middle, a skipping puck. The Admirals pick it up and fire it in. That would have been an icing if it hadn't skipped off a stick. Smith right up to Sawyers. Sawyers drives in. He'll try to protect the puck. Centering pass picked off. That was destined for Gwinnett in the slot. Just lobbed down on Burkus. Admirals center that puck. Intercepted. Smith tries to tie up his man in front. Shot right from in the slot in the hash marks. Great shot on Burkus. He's able to hold on and keep that out. That was a glorious opportunity by the Admirals. It was that centering puck. right on the stick.
I think this is fantastic.
He wants us to interview the sweaty guys now.
Okay, yep.
Give you all the andies and touch deep.
Puck cleared into the Iceman zone. They have to go back to retreat. Carrier tries to send that out of the zone. Vanderham back to help out. The Admirals now getting some zone time here. Vanderham hit hard. And he is down in discomfort behind the Iceman net, shaken up. Vanderham in discomfort as he was bodied hard. Puck rimmed around below the goal line, and Vanderham tried to chip it around. But filled in by an Admirals player. He's up to his feet. But obviously shaken up. That was a hard hit. I believe the official just talking to the bench about allowing the goalie to come to the bench, the players' bench. I believe Kosh not allowed to, because he came to the bench. I believe there has to be a goaltending change now. Goaltender's usually not allowed to come out past the blue line. I believe initially he'd come out to change out a stick, but the official caught that and advised them that he had to switch the goaltender since he'd come over the blue line. So we'll see if Kosh comes back in, but for now, the Admirals' second goalie is in, or other goaltender. Puck remains in the Iceman zone, out to the blue line, but no further. The Admirals now getting some zone time in the Iceman zone. Puck up the wall, tipped out by Perosny. The Admirals will have to regroup. Up to center, but no further. Foot will pick that off. Get it to Weeks. Weeks fired. Off the skates of the defenseman, Barron. And the play blown down, and we'll see McKinnon and Kosh sub out again, the two tenders. So McKinnon in for a minute of play and subbed out again by Kosh, the starting goaltender. Kosh out to get a new stick, which McKinnon used for a minute and then gave it to his goaltending partner. The Admirals win the faceoff. Driving on the near boards. Great job as Homulus finishes off a hit, but the Admirals able to capitalize to tie the game 1-1 as puck to the net and tipped up over the glove of Perkis, and the Admirals have tied the game at 1. Some chirps from the Admirals bench towards the Icemen as play ramps up here in the second period. 5:48 remaining in a tie game. And Gwinnett is going to go to the box, and we have some extracurricular. Gwinnett guaranteed to go for a boarding penalty here. Might get an even up call off of a rough after that. We'll see. Looks like it might be 5-on-5 with a. Oh, it'll be 5-on-4. So there, I believe it's a boarding penalty. 2 minutes to Gwinnett, and your Iceman will be on the penalty kill. So the Admirals get their first power play of the game. Face off to the left of Perkis. Up to the line, but not out. Centering pass, shot. Good stop by Perkis. Great opportunity by the Admirals. In short order, right off the face-off. That puck. Try to get stuffed short side, but Perkis slides over. And we'll get the whistle. So Gwinnett in the box for boarding. 1:46 remaining on his penalty. 5:30 remaining in the second period. All knotted at 1. Worked up and out. Bender able to redirect that puck down the ice, and Kosh will come out to stop it for his defenseman Gill. Gill for the Admirals. Outlet pass. Intercepted by Smith, and he'll fire it back down the length of the ice. Giamaroli almost picked off that passer on the boards, and Romulus might be going near the official's arm up. A hit to the head. Penalty has been assessed, and your Iceman back into the penalty box again. So the Admirals now on a advantageous 5-on-3 for 1:17. And Romulus double minor for head contact. So 5-on-3, the Admirals on the power play. Face off to the right of Perkis. Worked up, and that pass up to the point evades the defenseman of the Admirals, and Kosh will stop it. The Admirals set it up. Weeks out here along with Carrero and Carrier. Bad pass up the middle, picked off by Carrero. He'll move it in. Weeks fires from a sharp angle. Kosh able to fight that off. And Weeks forces Fisher on the backtrack to just dump the puck in to the Iceman zone. Centering pass picked off by Weeks and fired down the length of the ice. Kosh out again to stop it. Barron, Admirals defenseman, picks it up, surveys his options. He'll bring it up the middle. Outlet pass, zone entry. And a clear pass across to the opposite side, and the Admirals make short work of that 5-on-3 and go up 2-1. .306 remaining in the double minor to Romulus. 5-on-4 will continue for the Admirals. Icemen will have to ensure that they do not continue to provide power play opportunities to this Admirals team, as that pass almost connected on the back door. Another infraction coming. Looks to be a holding penalty. So we'll go to 4-on-4 play as the Admirals take a holding penalty. Face-off will come back down into the Admiral zone. 3:46 remaining in the second frame. 2-1 lead for the Admirals over your SE701 Icemen. Ferris tries to jam that down the boards. Picked off by Baines, and Koch snags that shot from Baines as found himself right in the slot. Off a quick turnover, Baines able to get a shot on net, but no rebound to be had. Baines looking to retrieve the puck. Perosny will pick that up, kick it back up to the point to foot. Looks, fires through a lane, chipped, rebound. Ferris tries to sift that through some bodies. It doesn't make its way to the net. Pass, great stop, rebound again. Upstairs, and Brandon Foote with a bullet up over the shoulder on the blocker side of Kosh. And your Icemen have tied it up at 2. Well, the initial shot off the pad of the Admirals goaltender right out to Foot, who stepped into it from the top of the circles, elevated it up over the Admirals tender. So Brandon Foot gets on the scoreboard here. Play continues 4-on-4 as the puck cascades down the length of the ice for an icing. Face off to the right of Perkis in the Iceman zone. 2:55 remaining in this second frame. Smith will get over to the boards. Muscle his man off the puck. It's up to the blue line, but not out. That hot shot sails over the Iceman net. Puck picked up by Gwinnett. He'll have to chase it back into the corner. The Icemen now hemmed in their zone here as the Admirals pick up the puck. They'll cycle it back down low. 4-on-4 play, backdoor shot from the half wall on Perkis. He's able to get over and square up and hold on for a whistle. Coach Ferris get in a full line change here, as we'll continue at 4-on-4 play for another 33 seconds before the Admirals will go on the power play. The double minor is still for Homulus up on the board. Centering pass intercepted by Footy, clears it out to center. No further as Sawyers takes his man into the boards in front of the Iceman bench. Foot in a puck battle below the goal line. That's kicked out by an Admirals skate to Carrier. He's able to get it up to Knapczyk. Knapczyk to Sawyers. He'll chip to the opposite corner. Knapczyk in pursuit. Sawyers tries to pick up the puck. He'll pit it against the boards as the Iceman now on the penalty kill for 30 seconds. The Admirals will pick it up, bring it through center, and gain zone entry. Stopped up, kicked into the slot, fired in on net. Right into the midsection of Perkis, and he'll hold on. .22 seconds remaining in the penalty to Homulus, the double minor, for a hit to the head. 1:22 remaining in the second frame. Bender chip that down into the Admirals zone. The Admirals bring it back up through the middle, and the puck is lobbed back in on Perkis, and he holds on as an Admirals player was bearing down on him. Face off to the left of Perkis. Just over a minute remaining in the second period. The puck back up to the point. Fired in on net. Perkis steers that aside with the blocker. We're back to even strength 5-on-5 as Vanderham comes out for Homulus. Worked up to the blue line but not out. The Admirals looking for more as Giamaroli barrels over his man at the blue line. Ferris on the zone entry. Vanderham comes in just offside, and the play is blown down. So both teams getting full line changes in here with 41 seconds remaining in this second frame. Tie game here as the face-off is won by the Icemen, who hammer the puck into the Admiral zone. Weeks forces a turnover. Porosny tries to hit Baines. Baines dumps his man in front of the net. Baines strips the puck, centering pass, misses. Rosny, he is trying to set him up. Rosny with the puck. Back door to Weeks. Weeks. Muscles right in the slot. Shot back in. Icemen have to tag up as that lob pass goes right up the middle. Romulus back to gather that puck up. And as time expires, it's your Icemen and the Upper York Admirals tied at 2 after 2 periods of play. Looks like a infraction right at the end of the second period, so I believe your Icemen will be back on the power play to start the third period. The third period, as mentioned, will be 15 minutes stop time. So no floods after each period of play in this condensed game tournament play. Shortened games of stop time periods of 10, 10, and 15. And your Icemen will again be going from near to far in the third frame. So it sounds like it might be 5-on-5 play here. So if that's the case, it would be a 10-minute misconduct assessed to the Admirals player. If it is in fact 5-on-5, I don't see anybody in the sin bin for the Icemen. So it will be 5-on-5, so that must be a 10-minute misconduct assessed to the Admirals player who sits in the box as the puck is attempted to be sent into the Iceman zone. That's intercepted and now hammered to the back wall. His foot will go back and pick it up. Moves it over to his D partner, Ferris. Rosny with a little chip to Weeks. Works it up to Baines. Baines will gain the zone. Tries to center that to Weeks. Weeks will pick it up and drive down the wall. Weeks moves it to Baines. Baines back up to Foot. Foot fires it through traffic. Weeks right in front trying to provide a screen, but the Admirals keeper able to grab it and hold on. Weeks in to take the draw. Face-off one by the Admirals. They'll chip it up to the blue line, but not out. Foot will jam that back down into the opposite corner. Iceman looking to create something here. Long pass right up, aerial pass, and the Admirals able to spring a player up the ice. That shot just over the net on Perkis. Foot gathers the puck up, moves it up to Baines. Baines chips it through the neutral zone, but the Admirals will clear it back in, and looks to be an icing called against the Upper York Admirals. .13:56 remaining in the third period, tied at 2. Sawyers to Gwinnett. Gwinnett, wrap around, tries to come out front. Looks like a goal has been called. We have something going on in front of, at the goal line there is a Iceman and an Admirals player. It looks like Sawyer's in there. It looks like both players may be going. But I believe that is a goal called for Gwinnett. We'll see what happens. Thought the official had pointed right in the net as if it was a goal in the wraparound, but we'll see what occurs, Sawyers will go to the box, and so will his counterpart, believed to be coincidentals for roughing. So no goal on the play. That was waved down, and the extracurriculars after the whistle gained Sawyers and his partner in crime 2 minutes in the box on coincidentals. Puck lobbed down the length of the ice, and it'll be waved down on the icing.
Big news.
Vanderham in to take the draw. To the left of the Admirals net. Knotted at 2 here in the third period, just over 13 minutes remaining as that puck skips over Homulus's stick. 3-on-2 materializing, fired in on net. Stopped by Perkis, centering pass picked off by Homulus. Homulus up in the play. Homulus will drive wide, cut to the middle, shot on net. Tries to go short, so I don't know if it hit the tender's blocker or the post, but a great job by Homulus to jump up in the play. Puck held in the Admirals zone, fired on net, and I believe it's Giamaroli. Centering pass right on the stick of Giamaroli, and he fires it low on the blocker side of the Admirals tender to put your Icemen up by 1. Giamaroli with a well-placed shot low into the corner. And your Icemen up by 1 with exactly 13 minutes remaining in the third frame. Puck to the blue line, off a linesman. Back out of the neutral zone, and Weeks will shovel that in on the backhand. Brosny gives chase. Forced the turnover, tries to center that to Weeks. Off the side of the net, Carrero pinches down to hold that in. The Admiral's able to pick it up and gain speed coming out. Chipped off the boards to the Iceman blue line, but no further. Baines dumped in the Iceman zone. No call on the play, and Brosny just gets his stick on it to corral that down into the Admiral zone and negate the icing. Carrero pinches down again, centering past the Weeks. Right on the stick of Weeks, and he loads up and fires and gets it past the tender before getting dumped in front of the net. Your Icemen strike in quick succession. Brady Weeks, centering pass, makes no mistake, and your Icemen up by 2. Here. Huh? Robin and I are freezing in the corner here. The ice must be really good because the temperature's so cold. 12-13 remaining in this third period before we can go get hot chocolate, Robin, and warm up. Puck back into the zone. Homulus with a long lead up pass. Quick up pass by Homulus to Knapczyk. That's redirected out of play by the Admirals bench, and the faceoff will be in front of the Admirals bench as Gwinnett will win the faceoff. Kicks it back to Bender. Bender will move it over to the near wall to Homulus. Homulus in. Centering pass. Looks for Gwinnett. Puck right in the blue paint. Steered aside by the Admirals. Gwinnett picks up the puck. He's hounded along the end boards. Pinned to the boards as Knapczyk in to help out. Binder with the puck. Protects it. Curls back. Moves it on the backhand. The point, Smith will pinch down. Gwinnett dumped. Smith holding the puck. Knapczyk with the puck. Looks. Trying to center that. Corrals it again. Moves it back up to Homulus. He's got to pick it up on his backhand. He'll jam it down to Binder. Binder curls along the half wall. Backdoor pass to Smith. And the Admirals fire it down the length of the ice. What should have been an icing. My mistake. There was a penalty on the play and shorthanded. So Wagner able to pick it up and fire it up over the shoulder of Perkis. So that'll be a shorthanded goal, I believe, for the Admirals to draw them back within one. So exactly 11 minutes remain in this third period. And the Admirals have now made it a 4-3 game. Both teams making short work of their offensive opportunities here in this third frame. Perosny tries to hit Weeks with a pass. That doesn't connect, and Baines has to come back and pick up the puck. Baines tries to get away from Neal of the Admirals. Baines able to bring the puck into the offensive zone. He's dumped to the ice as he tried to get around a defender. Puck back up to the point. Ferris jams it to the boards. Back to the slot. Weeks with a shot. Vanderham with a rebound. It's loose. Tender able to keep it out as Perosny will move it back to Ferris. Ferris to Perosny. Perosny right into the slot. Loose puck. Shot by Ferris. We're now back to even strength. The Admirals able to kill off the other penalty. Baines fires that wide of the net. Ferris will pinch down to hold that in. Puck is jammed out of the neutral zone. The Admirals able to get 3 players in on a line change. Baines dips and doodles through the neutral zone, able to gain zone entry. Knapsack will fire it from the outside. That sails up over the Admirals' net. Kept in momentarily, but the Admirals now come back the other way, and Carrero able to get his stick on that rising shot up over the net by Ribas. The Admirals counter again. Ribas in again. Fires it, just misses short side this time. Ribas again picks it up. Backhand for the Admirals player into the corner. Carrier moves it back. So that's right back to the Admirals player in front. And we're going to have another penalty coming to the Admirals. It's going to be a cross-checking infraction going to the Admirals. I believe it's Corsair. And your Icemen will go back on the power play. So the face-off back down into the Admiral zone. So your Icemen looking to take advantage on this power play with 9:11 remaining in the third frame. Face-off won by the Admirals. Will try to clear it around the boards, which they do. All the way back down into the Iceman zone. Baines back to pick it up. Baines kicks it over to Weeks. Weeks up to Ferris. Ferris gains the line. He's hounded at the blue line. Unable to get a clear zone entry. Now Weeks picks it up. He'll fire it through traffic. Loose in front. Perosny almost gobbled that up. And another penalty coming to Vanderham, or coming as Vanderham was dumped in front of the net. Now the extra attacker out as Gwinnett comes out to Weeks. Weeks fires it upstairs, and the Admirals Tender able to snag that and hold on. As Vanderham dumped again and into the net behind the Admirals goaltender. At least one penalty coming on the play. Your Iceman will be going on a 5-on-3. So the Admirals player will be escorted to the sin bin. Face off to the left of the Admirals net. Sawyer's in to take the draw. 5-on-3 for a minute and 17 with 8:28 remaining. Back to Smith at the point, works it across to Homulus. Homulus rims that down low. Knapsack will pick it up. Knapsack back to Sawyers, tries to fire that into a sea of bodies in front, and that's gobbled up by the Admirals goaltender, who holds on. Gwinnett tied up on the face-off. Puck loose. Pinned to the boards by the Admirals player. 3 Icemen in to try to dig the puck free. It's brought out of the pile by the Admirals, who fire it down the ice. Perkis stops it for Homulus. Homulus up to Smith. One touch to Knapczyk. Knapczyk tries to move that. That hits a set of skates. Admirals able to intercept that momentarily. It's going to be waved down on a high sticking call at the Admirals blue line, and the Icemen will sub out some personnel on the power play. 1 goal lead for your Icemen here with 7:41 remaining in this third period. 30 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3 power play for your Icemen. Baines will pick up the puck. Baines gains the zone on the far side, moves it back to Vanderham. Vanderham looks, gets to the middle, fires through a sea of bodies, rebound in front. Weeks trying to hammer that home. Porozny curls, fires right into the breadbasket of the Admirals. Tender, who holds on for a whistle. Four seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 man advantage for your Icemen. Porozny fires it, blocked. Rebound, Ferris. Another puck fired at the net. The Admirals able to clear it down the length of the ice. 35 seconds remaining in the 5-on-4 man advantage now as Baines goes back to pick up the puck. Moves it around to Weeks. Weeks back to Baines. Baines will drive up the near wall. Zone entry. Backdoor pass. Intercepted by the Admirals, who try to spring a man up the middle. Weeks has to go back. Tries to move that up. That's intercepted. Fired right in on Perkis. He'll knock that down. Ferris clears it up, and that's picked up by Baines again. As the penalty expires, Baines fires it in, trying to go low blocker on the Admirals keeper, who steered it into the near corner. And now as we're back to 5-on-5, the Admirals will clear it down the length of the ice for an icing. So the Admirals look to gain some momentum off that penalty kill, which keeps your Icemen at a 1-goal lead here with 6:22 remaining in the third frame. Vanderham tries to bring that right through some bodies off the face-off draw. That doesn't materialize. Right up the gut. Forehand, backhand, just misses upstairs on Perkis. Glorious opportunity for the Admirals. The Admirals defenseman right through and right down Main Street. Almost buried the puck on Perkis. Vanderham in to take the draw for your Iceman. Shot in on Perkis, rebound cleared out of harm's way by Ferris. Great job by Perkis to fight that off the left shoulder. Foot's got to go back to get it. He moves it up to Giamaroli. Giamaroli to Binder. Binder and Vanderham gain the line. Vanderham tries to hit Binder right up the middle. Just misses. Foot steps up. Shot right in on Perkis, and he'll hold on for a whistle. Line change underway here for both teams with 5.5 minutes to play in this third period. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Gwinnett wins the draw. Rim it around to the near boards. Carrier right up the middle to Sawyers. That puck intercepted by the Admirals. The Admirals will go D to D. That pass up into the neutral zone doesn't work, and Gwinnett forces his man back. clear 2-on-1 here as the Admirals come in. Fire, looking to go 5-hole on Perkus. He keeps that out. Cleared back to the point. Fired through traffic and tipped on the way to the cage by the Admirals, and they've tied the game at 4 with just over 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Puck back to the point. The Admirals fire it right back in on Perkus. I believe the Admirals forward able to redirect that shot that was going wide. Ended up going short side just inside the post on Perkus, and the Admirals have tied the game. Smith to Homulus and move it up to Baines. That's intercepted. Shoveled back down into the Iceman zone, and that'll be waved down on the icing. Face-off won by the Iceman. Shot on net by Homulus. That's steered aside into the opposite corner. Smith tries to corral that. That doesn't work. Homulus back to pick it up. He'll reverse it in the corner for Weeks. Weeks in to help out Homulus. Homulus tries to drag the puck with him. Smith is going to chase it across the opposite side. Weeks picks it up. Lobs it out into the neutral zone. Peraza almost killed on the by the defenseman stepping up as he lined up Perosny exiting the zone. Homulus to Baines. Baines up to Perosny. Waved off on the touch. Perosny into the opposite corner. Taken down hard into the corner. He's up, no worse for wear. The Admirals look to spring a guy deep into the Iceman zone. That puck, zone entry broken up momentarily by Ferris. The Admirals now looking to counter with some zone time of their own. Weeks will pick that puck up. Both teams aware as no flood for any of the periods, that the ice buildup is now becoming a factor. That puck off the stick of Baines hits a body or stick up into the netting, and the whistle goes to stop play. Face off to the right of the Admirals tender. Vanderham in to take the draw. Vanderham. Draw won by the Admirals. Gathered up by the Iceman again. Binder tries to tie it up. His foot pinches down. Almost getting away as are the Admirals. An odd-man rush, but Giamoroli breaks that up. That puck fired up into the outlet pass, fired into the legs of an Admirals player. Kept in by Foot. He'll try to chip it down the wall to keep it in. But Ferris will have to come out to the neutral zone to regather it. Binder tries to center that. The Admirals intercept, come back the other way. The Admirals with the puck. Vanderham back to get the puck, moves it up. He'll have to curl back, retreat. Centering pass. Good stop by Perkus. That puck right out into the slot, and Perkus able to get his left pad on it to keep that out. But a quick little play by the Admirals. A shot from the slot almost had them going up by 1 with 2:15 remaining in the third period. Stoppage of play right at the Admirals bench. I believe it's an offside. Face-off won by the Admirals. Moved up to center, but out, but no further. Carrier sails this skipper in on the Admirals tender, looking to get a one-hopper to capitalize. Carrier lobs that back out in the neutral zone. The Admirals have to go back and regroup as Gwinnett in on the forecheck, hounding his man. That puck cleared out and down the ice again, and the rolling puck will skitter down for an icing. Face off to the right of the Admirals net. 1:42 remaining in this third period. Lob down the ice again. Icing is waved off the puck right into the slot. Perkis stops that. Homulus trying to clear it around. One off the side of the net right into the slot. Admirals almost capitalizing there. The Admirals back to get the puck. Long pass down the ice doesn't work, and another icing will be called with 1:13 remaining in the third frame. Face-off one, shot in by Ferris on net and held on by the Admirals goaltender. We'll do it again here deep in the Admiral zone. Weeks in to take the draw. The Admirals win it. They'll lob it out into the neutral zone. Homulus will knock that down with his foot. Weeks will clear it back in. Baines in pursuit, trying to strip his man of the puck. Puck into the opposite corner. Weeks in there to try to force a turnover. The Admirals rim the puck around. Lob it down the length of the ice. Homulus breaks up that entry. Ferris to Homulus. The official has his arm up for an infraction. We will see what it is as Homulus tumbled to the ice in front of the Iceman bench. And it is going to be a penalty to the Admirals for tripping with 37 seconds remaining in this third period. So your Icemen will go on the power play. The game tied at 4. Obviously your Icemen have to be careful to not allow the Admirals to spring a man up the ice shorthanded if they get possession. Ferris to Vanderham across to Baines. Baines falls but gets it to Vanderham, I believe. It is. It's Vanderham who with the goal, a power play goal. The Icemen score in short order to go up by 1. So Baines loses his footing, but able to put the puck right on the stick of Vanderham, who makes no mistake scoring on the power play. 8 seconds of work for a power play goal, and your Icemen lead 5-4. 29 seconds remaining in the third period. Vanderham from Baines. Power play goal, 29 seconds remaining in the game, and your Icemen up by 1. I believe the Admirals player might have got a unsportsmanlike or 10-minute misconduct as he sits in the sin bin. The puck out into the neutral zone, 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Admirals with the net pulled, fired all the way down, and Homulus will put it in the back of the net. The Admirals gained the zone momentarily, but Knapsack able to break that up. And a loose puck outside of the Iceman blue line is picked up by Homulus, and he buries it in the back of the net to give your Iceman a 2-goal cushion with 13 seconds remaining. Gwinnett in to take the draw. These two teams very evenly matched as Gwinnett muscled off the face-off, and now we have some rough stuff. With 4 seconds remaining in this game. Admirals in some frustration, just trying to finish their checks, and as time ticks down, it'll be your SE701 Icemen 6 and the Upper York Admirals 4. Your Icemen getting a win in game number 1 of tournament play. They'll play again at 6:20 this evening against the Glancaster Bombers. Hard-fought battle for the Icemen. Will give them a win. These teams very evenly matched.
Whoever 9-parent is, you gotta get him some skating lessons. It's fucking embarrassing. You guys lost, so I mean.
So your Icemen again on the ice at 6:20 tonight against the Lancaster Bombers. Thanks again. Hope